Welcome to our brand new informational video series from Lake Holmes Realty. I'm Becky Cullen, your resident graphic designer at corporate. I've got 20 years experience in that field and 10 as a professional photographer. One of my favorite things is to be able to teach people how to make simple changes that can vastly improve the quality of their work. So we'll kick off the series with some tips about home exterior photography. We always recommend working with a pro since they have the equipment and experience necessary to take stunning shots. But if you do need to take your own photos, there are several things you can keep in mind in order to get clean, well-composed shots. These are all tips that work whether you have a high-end camera or just a cell phone. The first major point to remember is the importance of when and where you need to set the scene. The best time of day is usually the golden hour, the period of time just after sunrise or before sunset. It gets its name from the warm, diffused light it provides, which can create a soft scene and help enhance detail in your photos. Most importantly, try to avoid midday when the sun is high and shadows are harsh. This is usually from around 10 to 4 during the summer months. You can lose detail in the brightest and darkest areas of your photos due to the high contrast caused by direct sunlight. Aim for days with a clear or partly cloudy sky. Too much cloud cover can leave your photos looking washed out and dreary, but a few clouds can help diffuse the sunlight so you can avoid harsh shadows. Keep the sun behind you when possible in order to avoid glare like this. Be sure that any sunlight isn't washing out most of your photo. Our next major point is that you are selling the whole view, not just the house, but the property as well. Before you get started, don't forget to remove all clutter, vehicles, and unsightly items from the scene. While shooting, leave plenty of room on all sides of the house in your photos. Don't crop too tightly in the camera. Step back, zoom out, and take your shot. Leaving extra room ensures that you can crop the final image to almost any proportions you need, without chopping off any part of the house. Find interesting features like pools, gazebos, wraparound porches, and any other selling points, and include them as foreground elements. Keep the house in the shot when possible so that potential buyers can visualize living there. Our third and final major point is to watch your angles. This may be the simplest but most noticeable thing you can control. Always keep your horizon as level as possible. Use a tripod or your camera's leveling function when you can. Take the extra time to make sure the image is not crooked. A head-on shot of the front of the house can look very stately, but from this viewpoint the driveway can really overpower the image. Taking the shot at a better angle will minimize that large blank space, but even more importantly, it shows the depth of the house, making it appear larger. Lastly, one of the most important tips is that you should almost always back up when possible. Standing too close can make a house look bottom-heavy. Vertical lines angle inward and the base bows outward. It's best to stand a considerable distance away from the house, even across the street. If you don't have room, stand on a small ladder to get closer to the vertical center of the house. Even if you're taking a detail shot, it's usually better to back up a little and then zoom in or crop later. As with any photography, post-processing software such as Photoshop, Lightroom, and even Apple Photos or Windows Photos can make a good photo look great. With these programs, you can make traditional darkroom adjustments such as straightening and cropping, increasing brightness and contrast, removing spots, and more. A few simple, moderate adjustments can take your photos to the next level. We'll explore some standard techniques in a future video.